just on behalf, I've given this heavy duty to lead the delegation. But my other job here has been also smoothened by my friends and colleagues from Mr. Nyamanga. He explained a lot about Tanzania. But let me start by emphatically that Tanzania is a great place to invest. We have worked so hard over 2 decades to put a place of conducive environment for investment. We have opened doors, and to be frank with you, we have incentive just like any other incentive you see in other countries all over the world, but also ours may be even more generous and attractive. Aim here is to build the foundation, and the foundation which we are going to build it here is a foundation of equality and shared interest. And it should not be one-sided foundation. It's not a charity which we promote, it's a win-win interest for both countries. Tanzania, as much as has been explained, I want to put a little bit Tanzania at glance. You all know that our real GDP now is at 7% for the figures of last year. Inflation, we are struggling with it, but it's in the single digit. As of June this year, we were at 6.5%. We have major international airports, Dar es Salaam, Kilimanjaro, Mbeya, Zanzibar, and small other airports. We have deep waters in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Mtwara, and Tanga. All these ports, there's a Tanzania Port Authority team here to promote and invite you into partnership and to invest into the ports. It's one of the preferred destinations for investment by United States of America. We have about 219 registered projects from US. And by World Investment Report indicates that Tanzania is a leader in East Africa region in foreign direct investment. As of now, we record to 12.7 billion. We have mobile penetration. In my country now, you don't need to work with a credit card or an account or a checkbook. You just need to have your mobile phone and you'll be paying everybody around the world, which also sometimes make difficult to track down people who pay corruption. Because they use it for fraud. We have, in terms of banks, we have 34 commercial banks, which are big, 21 financial institutions, and one which is a development bank, which is the government, Tanzania Investment Bank. Our national bank, the central bank, is there to supervise all these banks. So your money is safe. When you put your money in Tanzania, it's very safe. One of the beautiful things which we're all proud of is that we just discovered over 54 trillion cubic feet of gas. And out of that, 8 trillion cubic feet is on the land, the other one is on the deep sea. And we just built a pipeline from Mtwara to Dar es Salaam just to make sure that gas is going to be utilized, because we need to have power in order to develop. Let me talk about peace, good governance, and conducive business environment. Ladies and gentlemen, Tanzania is a peaceful, politically and stable country. We follow the open government system, and this is a critical asset for one to invest. We have young, vibrant, multi-party democracy. We uphold tenets of good governance. We respect human rights and rule of law. The fight against corruption and other vices is unwavering. If you read, you will see how we move on. We have some challenges here and there, but we're moving well. Private investment in Tanzania is guaranteed. by government policy and law against nationalization. We are not going to nationalize any investment, and this is point open and blank. I know historically when we are socialistic, there's a fear that when you invest in Tanzania, you may end up being like Bolivia. No, it's not in Tanzania. We're not going to nationalize, and it's there in the policies. Investors are allowed to take their money. They can repatriate profit and dividends without inhibitions. Besides, Tanzania is a signatory of several multilateral bilateral agreements on protection and promotion of investment. Among such as the international agreement and membership, one of them is the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency of the World Bank, which is MIGA. We're signatory to that. We also added up and signed the Swiss-based International Center for Settlement and Investment and Dispute, ICSID. At all bilateral, Tanzania has entered into investment promotion protection agreement in many countries. And I do believe it's a challenge for our colleague at the embassy to start working out similar with Israel. We are a market-based economy with a stable macroeconomic and fiscal policy regime. Ladies and gentlemen, Tanzania exposes market-based economy. This is very much a function of economic reform we undertook in 1980s. As you may know, Ambassador here said you're 60 years. We are 52 years. So we're much younger than you. Prior to Tanzania exposes, we are socialists. All commanding hate in socialism were under the government. But later we decided that we need to liberalize our economy. We did economic reforms, and we changed our economy to invite the private sector to take the lead. That's why you see very few government officials, but more of the private sector. And with this also, I would like to apologize. We had some delay, some of the private sector groups, which has been stuck in Addis Ababa, I'm told. They were supposed to be here with us, but I hope they'll come later and join us. So we take the facilitating the private sector take the lead law. As I say, the government govern, the private sector do business. We are no longer, same as he said in Israel, that we are going to be doing, as a government to do business. We're just going to be facilitator. But I know most of the business people, maybe this is not in Israel, it can be in other countries, they like first to see the government people and then work with the business community. But in Tanzania, it's vice versa. In Tanzania, you first work with the private sector, you develop everything, and then you go together to the ministers and presidents and others. But if you go to other countries, they say, let me see the president first, then I'll know that you're really speaking the right thing. These are the key people to work with, and they can move you up. Economic reforms have worked well for our country. There are some challenges. Right now, our macroeconomic is good, but we are facing some challenges in microeconomy to transfer what we have to the people in the society. And this is where we can emulate the successful Israel model, where everybody enjoys the economy. And I think that's why we invite you more. In terms of geographical location, it's enormous, it's beautiful. What has been said, I can add. We have a beautiful eastern coast. For those who enjoy, you have Mediterranean, but we can have another good sea there, which is so beautiful. And the weather is warm, you can swim in that. I've been sitting here, I haven't seen anybody swimming in the sea, so I was like, what's happening? But in Tanzania, throughout the year, you can swim. Also, our border country, as you have mentioned, Tanzania itself is surrounded by growing economy. For instance, Zambia is growing to be a middle income. Mozambique is moving well. For you to move to Angola is just slide. So we have that advantage. And most of them uses our port. We have some challenges in expanding our port, and every challenge is an opportunity for the private sector. So if you want to come and invest into port, we have a Deputy Managing Director of Tanzania Port Authority. Is he here, Matei? Please stand so that they see you and they hit you hard. And the location itself presents ample opportunity for strengthening and manufacturing and trading business. We actually invite more of the manufacturing so that we can also create jobs. There's almost captive market. You have a market of 120 million people, so this is good. And if you exceed to SADC, you go to 200 million people. The East Africa itself is 22% of the Africa continent population. So this is the GDP. You'll be accessing the GDP of almost 1 trillion. For me, I do believe the time is now. If you see the Chinese running, you should run faster than them. Besides geographic, Tanzania itself presents abundant investment opportunities in agriculture, mining, and I'm sure KLNT here, they have a project in agriculture, right? They've got about opportunity to access 60,000 acres plus, where they can be doing whatever Israel demands to. Yesterday we had dinner in one restaurant, and we ordered 1 course as we used to get in Tanzania, and they came 8 courses, and we asked, is it the same price? I said, yes. And the reason is you have food, you have good food, the food is so beautiful. And I told my colleagues we should go again today. Maybe it's only one restaurant which is served like that, so don't try to change it and then end up. So, beside that also, there's opportunity for mining, which I'm representing. We'll have more talk. Tanzania itself has got every mineral you name it in the world. From sand to diamond. So it's just, I know Israel is the best in diamond cutting, right? So we invite more. The problem is there are some few there, but they're not officially there. I think you know what I mean. So we highly invite you, and that's my jurisdiction. We also invite for gold processing. We should be thinking of now, instead of exporting raw gold, it's an opportunity to do gold processing. So any mineral you think of, there's a great opportunity. Come and join us. Tourism has been said, I don't want to repeat more. But mostly, I'll tell you now, Tanzania, I don't know, of recent 3, 4, 5 years, there have been a lot of pilgrimage to Israel. And it's massive. But what we are struggling, like what you see now, people are stuck in Addis Ababa. I think there's a great opportunity to look into having an airline serving East Africa to come this way. And you can promote it in Kenya and Uganda, Rwanda. They can be coming to Dar es Salaam as a hub and flying to Israel. And also Israelis can be flying back to Tanzania. And you're our neighbor, because 60 years before, you were supposed to be in East Africa. The history tells that. So your land is still there. If you want it, you can still access it. So you can sometimes visit there. In terms of tourism, all have been mentioned. There's a beauty in Tanzania. I'm born there, but I still enjoy the beauty wherever I go. I don't finish it, and I'm sure if you come, you'll keep on coming and coming and coming. So in terms of tourism, I don't want to say much. You have the brochure, you can see more. Manufacturing, fishing. This is a great opportunity because we have 1,000 kilometers of coastline. And also, we have 3 biggest lakes. Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Nyasa, where it's called where I'm from. You know, I'm from the south. All these have got tremendous fishing opportunities. And not only that, we have small lakes. It's just a matter of using Israel technology and transforming it and making it happen so that we can export fish in all over the world. You can be Tanzania-Israel fishing expedition all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the hospitality industry, the Spice Island of Zanzibar, we expected some people from Zanzibar, but also they got stuck. But Zanzibar is a destination of everybody who wants to settle his mind down. In terms of skills labor force, Tanzania also boasts having a sizable population, skilled labor force. One of the years we have invested substantially in education at all levels, from primary, secondary, higher learning. We also expanded our vocational training and established training centers all over the region. We are now trying to train qualified experts to develop local talents, but it's still a challenge, and we want to take an opportunity of partnership with Israel to improve the training. Israel, before they were partners in the national service. I'm proud to be the graduate of the national service, which was formulated by Israel government then, which made us good soldier for our own country. Good soldier not meaning you're going to fight, but to protect your own country proudly. So we invite to invest in education. There may not be a representative who wants to do education here, but it's a great opportunity now. Partnership between universities here and universities in Dar es Salaam, in Tanzania. This is a great opportunity. I know one, I've been invited several times to visit Galileo Institute, but I haven't had an opportunity to come. Since this is my first time, I think I'll try next year to come to the Galileo Institute. So we keep on inviting more. In terms of climate, I don't need to talk about it. You can read it, and despite the fact you don't see our name on CNN, but we have a good weather. Because CNN picks the areas where they prefer most, but we have good season, good weather. Throughout the year it's warm, it's tropical, so we enjoy. But I want to reiterate one thing here. Much as we have few Israel companies, I want to mention like Balton. What else do we have? We have some 3 or 4. And there's also a friend of mine in Dar es Salaam who bought this fast-moving motorcycles, bikes. Polaris, yeah, Polaris. And Kijani Agro, you're right. So we want now to have more of that. The reason I'm saying that, whatever you get out of Israel is a quality product. I'm not saying that other countries don't produce quality, but for China, you know yourself how to respond to that. But whatever you get out of Israel, you are sure of the best quality product, which will last long and well innovated. That's why we cry and push for you to come and do more. But also, let me take this opportunity to introduce that we have export processing zones, EPZ, and special economic zones. We have a lady representing export processing zone with us here. Yes. Here she is. She has all the land, all the opportunity. You need 9,000 acres in Bagamoyo. Speak to her. You need to put your plant so that you can export only and have all the tax incentive. She's there. So to me, I believe there's a lot of opportunity. Let me conclude by saying the following. First, Tanzania, meaning both Tanzania mainland and Zanzibar, is ready to do business with you. Are you ready? Our doors are wide open. Secondly, Tanzania have everything that you need to look for and is taking decision about what to invest, conducive business environment, political sound and economic policies, microeconomic stability, abundant natural resources. You all know about oil and gas discovery. Relative educated labor force, sizable and captive market due to its geographical location. Above all, the government is ready to facilitate all this. So whatever you do, and let me be very open here, please, whatever you do, speak to the government also. Because most of the people, especially they've been hit hard, those people who come and buy gold and diamond, and they don't speak to the ministry. At the end, they buy stones, what we call granite stone instead of diamonds and gold. So you need to speak to the government. Whatever you agree, the government has to know so that they can be a facilitator. I conclude by saying unlocking business opportunity is not here in Tel Aviv, but it's in Tanzania. So I warmly welcome you all to come to Tanzania. As you have heard, we have a great, big investment forum coming in March next year. This year forum, which happened in March, was officiated by the Vice President of Tanzania, and almost all the ministers were there. So it's another opportunity for the bigger one. My request to you is, do not come alone. In two ways. Come with your friend, come with your family. While you be doing business, they'll be enjoying the scenes of Tanzania. So I want that flight which comes to Tanzania on that time to be much, much full. If we can have 2 flights, that'll be the best, but the event is going to be big. And also, on the part of the government, we are going to prepare all the projects for you, for display, for you to be able to capitalize on. You may hear a few here, but you'll hear more when you come next year in March. With that few remarks, I hope I was not that political, but that I've spoken the truth. I'd like to say thank you very much. Toda rabbi.